Welcome back. Atlanta Cast
Here we go.
Network, as usual, presents to you Jon Doe Podcast. We are in the building, and we got some more part two-ish activities going on tonight. Without further ado, I bring to you the one and only Jon Doe.
Here we go. More money, the name of this episode. More money. Some people got to have it. Some people really need it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you want to do good things with it. You see what I'm saying? Because there are people clearly doing bad things with it. You know, we covered a little bit of ground last episode with looking at money and how much money is actually worth, and or at least how much how much value money is perceived to be worth. You see what I mean? Is money worth the paper it's printed on? Most people can confidently argue no. But the name of the show was Ask Jon Doe. I can't just sit up here and tell you how it go, you know what I'm saying? But this is Q&A, so I can go ahead and make my way. So check this out, y'all. More money, more problems, you know what I mean? Money can buy happiness, or can it make things worse? It depends on whose hands it in. And again, if you hold up a $20 bill, let's be for real. A lot of us have a completely different outlook on what that dollar is worth or that bill is worth. You see what I'm saying? Once you put it in your pocket or pull it out your purse, is it really worth its weight? You see what I'm saying? You got people going out their way to get paid out here. You know, it's all kind of hooking and crooking going on. People staying up all night to earn that check. You see what I'm saying? Money can buy respect, and people trying to buy love with it. You know what I mean? You can buy whatever you think you can get your hands on if you got enough of it. Name of the show, Ask Jon Doe. The number on the screen, 770-852-0569. Hit that line, make it worth my time. Shout out to the followers and viewers and people who've been rocking with me this whole time. Trust me, Jon Doe keeps some money on his mind. So, hey, man, holla at your boy. You got a money question. Let's get these blessings. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, right about now, man, it's a lot of people going through some really interesting times, not just because of financial situations or the situations that created the financial situations in the first place. You know, money management is number A and B. You know what I mean? That's a common word you're going to hear me use, you know what I'm saying, using letters and numbers, mixing it all up because it's all made up anyways, just like this doggone money. You know what I mean? The way we handle and manage and view money is totally based on our mindset. You see what I mean? You know, it's people out here be happy to get that buck. There's plenty of us out here to be happy to make it rain with it. You know what I mean? Because money is just a thing. You see what I'm saying? Our illusion of money or our perception of money has a direct reflection on our relationship. Just like all relationships. You know what I mean? Money can get you that girl you want, and money could help make you lose that girl you need. You know what I mean? Or whatever sense that makes. In a relationship sense, I mean, don't nobody want a broke ass person, but don't nobody want a rich ass person that ain't no good to them. Or would you be willing to bend that bar if you can, or whatever that looks like, based on that person's worth or version of net worth? I don't know. It get real interesting when money get involved. You know who your real friends is. You know who your true kids is. You end up with a whole bunch of cousins when you're out here hustling or whatever that look like. You know what I mean? Hey. That's the thing. You never know who you really on your team. You know what I'm saying? Hey, a couple extra dollars end up having all kind of folks going out their way to help you when they feel like they're going to get something from you. Hey, you lose it all. You never know who really got your back when you about to fall. Money make a difference, don't it? I mean, I can't tell y'all stuff you already know. Of course, man, there's plenty of brilliant people out here in this world who got a grip on their dollars and understand that it is a real science to this. More money, more problems. But hey, it take money to solve these problems too. You see what I mean? Hey, how come when it's time to clean up after one of these natural disasters, we come up with a whole bunch of change to help support a country rebuild? But hey, we got countries falling apart right now. I don't think we could find that type of help as readily accessible. Seems pretty interesting, don't you? Boy, it's always been just accessible, but hey, we don't look at it that way at that time. I don't know, man. Is this Red Cross bucket really worth my dime during Christmas season? You know what I mean? We out there for a reason. You understand? Let's take a look at how this money got a direct effect on our psychology real quick. Again, make it rain a couple times. You could be that man till the money land. But hey, after that, shoot, what happens then? You see what I'm saying? You scoop up that bread that you had flying over your head, you right back to square zero. You see what I mean? So shit, hey, keep your hands on your green because we got real things to do. wars breaking out in places of the world that's been firing up. You know what I mean? You think this stuff for free? Hell no. Every time one of them things light off, hey, that's $1 in the wind. You see what I'm saying? Ching, 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 ching. Hey, man, it's a real serious money machine on our hands. Who's gonna end up with the master bag at the end? Time will tell. Shit, history books was written just like this. I think it's a game. Keep on. Let's find out. Let's find out. Again, name of the show, Ask Jon Doe. Ooh, excuse me. Number on the screen, I barely even see it no more. But that's cool. We don't need that.
Send a ticker, 770-852-0569, or you can click the link pinned in the YouTube chat, and you don't have to be on video. You can actually be audio only, or you can call or put your question in the chat.
Hell yeah. Shout out to the chat boxers out there chatting it up. You know, had the chat box jumping from time to time. You know, hope y'all keep your hand on your green, just money on your mind. You know, hope it'd be good to get a cool caller on the line. But if not, shit, I'm still gonna shine. I ain't tripping. See, what we doing right now with this money is watching it go up and down like a roller coaster, man. Shout out to the day traders who help fuck it up for everybody too. Out there dealing with the doggone stock market like it's a quick link scratch off. We got money going all over the place. They ain't nothing but a slot machine watching y'all look at these charts waving up and down, getting mad, trying to get everybody to recruit y'all little money team. And I ain't seen nobody drive a Billy off that yet. Talking about how easy it is and how you coming up so quick, man. Y'all jacking it off just like scratch off money. Let me be real with you, because that's what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to preach the truth. You know what I'm saying? You don't get paid when you lose a tooth. You get paid when you put it down. And that's just the truth. You see what I'm saying? Man, I mean, I ain't seen nobody. Actually, a whole lot of people kind of slow down when it comes to that day trading or even in the long haul trading. I'm telling you, man, dealing with the stock market like it's a raffle, got everybody scrambled. You know what I'm saying? I got so many tips and pointers and people telling me all I got to do, them some famous words. All you got to do is wait till this happens and this, that, and that. And look, like 95% I'm still in the same spot. Now, with these multi-million-dollar stocks, yeah, it is real bread out there. They say you got to have money to make money, but you also got to have that nerve. You know what I mean? There are things that are actually still more valuable than money, people. Let's pay attention to what's really going on now. There are things that are literally still more valuable than money. Like you are worth more than a dollar bill. So don't sell yourself out here short trying to get every quarter off the sidewalk. You know what I mean? These monies got strings attached like a donkey following the carrot. Be cautious of those who say, man, I'm all about the money. You know what I'm saying? Do anything for the dollar, dude. I mean, loyalty and respect is certainly worth more than money, but you can't tell nowadays. You know what I mean? Let's be honest with this process, you see? And shoot, man, I value you more than money, but I don't think you value our relationship more than money for conversation's sake, And you is whoever fill in that blank. If you feel like it applies, it probably mean that to you. So, hey, man, let's be for real on what we doing with these dollars, man. I mean, are we providing ourselves up with a quality lifestyle? What's that say?
Tia says, why can't we go to the bank and just get more money out of the bank? Just money that I'm assuming doesn't belong to you. You should be able to just go to the bank and say, hey, can you just give me some extra?
They're right. That's a good question because, again, it's a tool. I mean, this tool, the name of the game is control. I mean, you're stronger by illusion, at least the more you hold. Of course, it's by design. That's why you can't to keep those who have that grip on that type of power in that grip of power. Because other than that, anybody could come walk into the bank just like, well, let me get whatever number I could think of. He said, all right, well, cool, here you go. Again, money was originally backed on gold, and gold came up as a part of the trade and the barter system and stuff like that, of course. So you can't get no money that you ain't got nothing to back on. Especially a lot of people word ain't even strong enough to use their credit. You know what I mean? Credit a lot of times is stronger than having the physical dollar bill. Because if I ain't got no money to my name and know where to turn, people know that I could come to them and be like, look, this is what I got going on. If I need to be that type of honest and just ask them for ABC, and they be like, all right, cool, XYZ, because I got credit like that. That's just, example of me personally, without over personalizing this notion. You know what I mean? Because you can have $1 million in your hand and no plan, that's the same thing as being broke because it's gonna be gone. You know what I mean? So hey, what is this money really worth? You see what I mean? Some of us probably need to be broke because we ain't gonna do nothing no good with it anyways. How many of us really got that friend that we know doggone well? If they was a multi-millionaire overnight, they had cutlasses and Lamborghinis all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Had a most iced out belt buckles and so forth. And that's like, okay, yeah, it's a good chance that you're probably not going to be rich or wealthy or anything along the lines because the first thing you're going to do is make it rain.
Right.
That's not part of the master plan unless
I got a question for you.
Real things. What was that, Mr.?
I got a question for you.
Come on.
So the whole 40 acres and a mule philosophy when it comes to property,
Yeah.
a long question. Like sometimes I drive around and I just think to myself, like, you see when you're driving and you see like to the right, it's a whole bunch of woods, right? A whole bunch of trees, right? You ever think to yourself, who owns that? Or you keep
All the
going,
time.
you see another plot of land, just long land. It's been there forever. You've been living somewhere 20 years in the same area of trees, and it's like a forest. Somebody owns that.
Yeah.
so
Yes,
so
they
how
do.
much does just people not having property and land to have generational wealth with affect our money?
Could you try that one more time? Throw it at me one more time. Kind of like summarize it though.
If we had 40 acres and a mule,
Mm-hmm.
well, we definitely would be better off because I think property and land runs the world. Like look at McDonald's. McDonald's is rich off of real estate, not off of burger and fries. So it's the property that's the key, and I think we're missing the boat because we don't own anything. We don't own any land.
That we is subjective, and is to keep this notion from being ethically charged. It's hard to say who we is. I don't want to jump into the
Correct.
bucket of assumption and conclusion or something like that, following into the we. But with that being said, it sounds like you kind of answered the question that you was trying to ask because you already have an answer in mind. But that's okay because this is a conversation. Even though the name of the show is Ask Jon Doe, we're supposed to put topics like this on the floor, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Because we should be here to enlighten and educate each other. But getting to the point to answering the question, of course, it will have a significant role in the economic backing that whoever we are for conversation's sake got at stake. Certainly, yeah, it's a real shift when it comes to who has, who have, and who doesn't have when it comes to what these portfolios and what these things look like, the financial gap between those who own property and those who don't, those who have access to owning property or those who don't, and those who are in the circles of people who have this kind of conversation, that have this type of game, if you will, on the forefront of their mind, and those who don't and won't or choose not to because they don't satisfy their interest for entertainment. But all the while, they're missing out on master keys to their survival. Saying that to say that, I mean, the information is just as valuable as the property. There are people who are inheriting millions of dollars and acres upon acres, but the first thing they do is sell it. So that makes you wonder what's more valuable, the money or having the land. I think it's just as equally powerful as the hands that it's in. You could give all of us, for conversation's sake, that 40 acres and a mule, and a majority of those acres will be up for sale before you know it.
Absolutely.
To get the green stuff, so we can make the rain, which is part of the imbalance and the miseducation that we are going through in a lot of ways. That hey, it's hard to be fair with these notions that's already lopsided. You know what I mean? To answer your question, yes, it can make a difference, but without being literate in that sense, it won't make a difference.
Yeah, that mule gonna be the fuck out of here quick.
Yeah,
That mule is not the
that
same.
mule will have a
Here.
for sale sign on it. It's just that simple. We're not using that mule to grow a garden. You know what I mean? To tend to the land under no circumstance. You know what I'm saying? We have tractors for that. So that mule is sold.
Yeah.
Like
I track my my roots on ancestry.com, and it went all the way back to Scottish folks, and which I'm assuming was a slave master, and his wills was in there. It's very, very interesting, and it broke down how the first thing he did in his will
Yeah.
was he divided his land. He said the part west of the plantation goes to my son, and the son was first because he was the man and he can keep
Right.
the legacy going. And then it trickled down from the son, then the wife, and then the daughter was last. And they divided the property, and the son got the most property, then the wife, and then the daughter got the least amount of property. But it was all about land. This was a guy that was obviously wealthy, huge
Okay.
plantation, and it was all about land. It wasn't, he didn't say nothing about nothing else but land.
All right. So the good news is, even when it comes to having the land, I mean, did he pass down the game on how to maintain it? You know what I mean? This that's the master key. You know what I mean? Not let alone know how to maintain. It's a lot of trickery going on too, especially with our older community being tricked out of their homes, being put in the nursing homes, and shoot, before their body get called good, that what happens? Everything's for sale. You know what I'm saying? Got my house for sale. That whole thing is like a vicious plague that sweeps our overall mentality when it comes to being wealthy and having money. No, I don't have it all figured out, but the things that I am fully aware of, I'm discussing and holding some truth, because it's obvious that this thing is like a vacuum that is like sucking the weight out of a lot of communities, in a lot of different ways when it comes to managing their truth. You know what I mean? To have a pocket full of money just to say I got it is just as bad as being broke when we're not making moves with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Having $1 million sitting in the bank is the same thing as being broke when the banks is making more money off that money than you.
And it's not working for you. Yeah.
100%. You know what I'm saying? So we say you give anybody all the money that they desire. If it was that easy to just walk in the bank and get all the money that we wanted, I think that would greatly accelerate an already ongoing set of poor decision making processes that's like running wild. For real. You just go by my desires. We wouldn't have that inward search for balance and clarity and growth or anything along those lines, because we'd be too busy distracted trying to see what we could get, because all I got to do is go get some more money. That's it. I don't have to work. I don't have to mean what I say. I don't have to do anything other than just go to the bank. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can buy my way out of it. Who cares about that speeding ticket? I go to the bank. I go pay for it. You know what I mean? It's a real thing.
So in the chat, they're talking about, what did they call it? A lot of chat boxes in here. They're talking about the 10-cent something. What was it at? I can't find it. But anyway, it means, the definition of it, if you save minimally 10 cents from every dollar we make, we'd accumulate a year's salary in 10 years. That's just 10 cents.
Right. There's simple notions like that it sound like, oh, that's stupid. It's just 10 cents. Nobody got time for that. It's a patience game. The money game is a real live marathon too. You know what I mean? We want to be in it for the long run. From what I'm finding, man, we got to set ourselves up for long-winded decisions. These temporary, impulsive purchases just because I can, because I have access to it. Man, trust me, we done all did it to some degree or another, man. We didn't turn that bankroll into, oh no. You know what I mean? Because we got that illusion of, oh, it's just $1. It's just $5. It's just $10. Especially the way inflation and things is kicking our asses right now, is making us look real different at that stuff that we thought was too expensive a couple years ago. Talking about, I'm not spending $100 on that. Well, shit, you probably should have went on and bought it anyways, because right now it's gonna cost you $150. Right. With no problem. So, how we look at this money and how we budget, all that is in the whirlwind right now, which is part of the reason why this is that much more important of a conversation for us, my people. So, we could take a real good look at, how we've been going about managing our finances individually and collectively. Because if the collective effort isn't underway right now, we setting ourselves up for some really long-term headaches. You see what I'm saying? Because certainly as a country or as a society, we are not in the collective effort mindset. We are not. And we need each other now more so than we ever have. You know what I mean? We always have, but the significance is increasing to the point to where it is in direct demand. It's not optional. It's not a matter of maybe when or at some point when. No, this is the day before yesterday. And that significance is growing. It's like an infection that will not be treated because we don't know what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all able to identify the problem, but who's going to sew that first stitch? Who's going to make the first step to try to patch it up? You know what I'm saying? If we're not doing it together, we'll never stop this bleeding. You know what I mean? And it's just that simple. No matter how much money we have, want to have, deserve, feel like we need, man, we all, to some degree or another, are so conflicted with selfishness and greed to the degree it's hard to have hope. It's hard to see the light. Of course it is. Because people together are stupid. There's some brilliant individuals out here, but collectively, people are dumb as hell. You know what I mean? We don't know who to trust or why we should trust them unless it's a certain dollar amount involved. And I don't mean trustworthy. Look what these politicians have been doing to us, killing our brain with this good game for a decade upon decade. How they gonna change the community and run blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But all they need is a small donation type of shit. Like, wait, you know what I'm saying? Religion, the same way. Religion has been overwhelmed with the monetary system. I mean, that collection plate, man, I'm telling you, it come around and around like a merry-go for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Those light bills ain't paying itself. So, I mean, I know God got us all covered, but shit, ain't no miracle with the light company. You know what I'm saying? You can't pray that light bill away. You know what I mean? So, let's be honest, man. Money got this hold on us because we gave it that hold, for real. We give it that power. You know? Right. Literally.
Another thing I found interesting.
What you find?
Went to a baby shower the other week, and my wife was like, "Let's get this," and I was like, "What's that?" It's a. She didn't say piggy bank. She said it's a bank, and I found that very, very, interesting.
Yeah.
Piggy banks are almost jokingly novelty, but a bank would be considered a little bit more effective and serious to a child if you teach them the correct way. We teach people with these messages and these symbols like a fat pig or a nasty pig, and you can't eat swine. We put the imagery with that. But if it's just a straight bank and you teach our children at an earlier age. So what's your take on banks and piggy banks and kids at an early age? What a children?
Certainly. I mean, the significance can't be undermeasured. You can look at how pigs are directly associated with greed. You know what I mean? And these underlying levels of our psychology certainly have an effect on our day-to-day decision makings, especially when they're introduced at such a young age. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's cute and it's entertaining and it look like it could be an attractive way to get our young ones to participate. But where is that transition in the thereafter? It's hard to measure when we're not directly hands-on. We can only assume that we bought little Susie a piggy bank, so she should be good at saving money, but they ain't got nothing to do with managing on no level. You know what I mean? Saving it for what? What are you really doing? What's your point? So you can bust it open and then make it rain. You know what I mean? So it's like shit. What's the difference at this point? It's the end game. Again, beginning with the end in mind could be really helpful for little Susie in that type of scenario, but that's an ongoing educational process that I believe we all have to be a part of collectively if we want to survive in this part of the money game, because individually they can pick us off piece by piece, which is part of the point, to keep us undereducated, to keep us underinvolved in the evolution of our currency and how we manage it and the power in that, the power in the power. Boom. Let's go there. You see what I'm saying? because as long as the game keep changing and we not keeping up with the rules, we can practice these outdated tools that's designed to help us lose now. You know what I mean? Because once people get hip, trust me, the switch is coming. You know what I mean? How else you think you keep control? You show everybody the secrets. If everybody start learning the science and everybody start looking like, oh, it's looking good for us, now we all on the come up, here come the switch. When they started, what that say on the screen?
when they started saying there was a coin shortage, where did all the coins go?
Fun fact.
Good question.
They stopped putting them back out in circulation. You know what I mean? Because those coins are made of course, a bunch of different things. You see what I'm saying? Just melt them bitches back down. Trust me, those coins are somewhere. You know what I mean? There are some of us who've been hiding and like collecting our coins. You know, we do good with the piggy bank scenarios, but we're keeping them out of circulation. You know what I mean? That's keeping the inflation down. Because certainly, as we shift from the paper currency to the digital currency, you've seen dead presidents. That's a real thing. This money is being burnt. They keep too much money from being printed. From keeping too much money from being overprinted and having too much money in currency, paper currency in circulation. Now, money and currency ain't the same doggone thing, by the way. You see what I'm saying? That's just fact. Money, like those credit cards, that's not money. You know what I mean? But it does fall in the currency. They're not created equal. But saying that to say that, where did they go? Hell, you tell me, because I want to know, because I know hell, they killing me talking about I can't get no change back with shit. I should get a discount on that product I just bought then. You know what I'm saying? However much change I can't get back is how much I should get off the whole doggone thing. Let's round this down right now. You know, and they playing this game because we don't have lingo to stand up for ourselves in that respect too. You know what I mean? Because we do control.
Yeah, the weirdest thing is we make the money. We do.
Period.
It's like we can choose when to just give it away and when not, or what to spend it on. So it's like, why do people just like Andrew Yang when he ran? He said everybody should just get a stifling every month or whatever, and that's what big thing.
That would make too much sense.
I think that's a great idea.
It's a better idea than a plan. You know what I mean? Because that's an idea we could discuss. We could say, yeah, that's good. That's good. It's like ready, set, go. And everybody be like, hold on, wait, where's the starting line? You know what I'm saying? Okay, here's the plan. Or here's the idea. Ready, set, go. Okay, but now what? Now that we stifling it, what's the end goal? Okay. Now we got to keep, you know what I'm saying, just to get everybody on that same page.
And they know damn well it's going right back to them. It's going right back in their pockets. It's like, you give it to us, we go like, here you go.
Man, what? So, you know, again, just fun fact, when it comes to this money, currency, value, all three of those realms, they're used so loosely in a way that they're like, they may be siblings, but they all got different parents. You know what I mean? They may show up at the family reunion, you know what I'm saying? They may show up at each other's parties, but they don't even really get along like that. You know what I mean? Because it's a bunch of highly misused notions. Right. You know what I mean? Again, the money started with the barter system, of course. The things that really had value were the things that were considered to be resourceful. You know what I mean? Yeah, two chickens for, you know what I'm saying, for whatever. You know what I mean? Two chickens for some corn, or, you know, with fill in the blank. You dig what I'm saying? That's just as good as cash, just as good as gold. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Or I'll paint your fence for
X. Correct. Right. Exactly. I'm the horseshoe person, you know what I'm saying? And we got the seamstress up the block. You know, when we start practicing those type of economics, then we could have a more realistic grip on currency and reinventing what the ultimate future of our monetary system is looking like. And that is literally in the hands of those who are the creators, those who have the skill set other than clicking buttons on a computer, because there is a day that we all know, but none of us wants to take our head out of the sand and take that honest look at that we will not be dependent on the things that we have made ourselves dependent on. We won't be able to. You know what I mean? So, and that's just the truth. If we were look at these grocery prices. Excuse me, while I learn how to talk yet again. Look at these rising grocery prices. It's driving people into more community-based gardening, community-based farming, and sharing. Again, different levels of the stuff that I'm presenting is actually taking an effect out of necessity, not out of the desire or as if it's optional in any way. This is the way we have to go about feeding ourselves and each other to create a sustainable flow. Because we getting that weak ass sack of lettuce from a grocery store and they be dead in 45 minutes. That's not sustainable. You know what I mean? We create more waste with that plastic. We throwing away more food than we actually consuming. You know what I mean? Facts. Yeah. So with all that in mind, it's like, what is valuable about this process? For who? You know what I mean? Is it worth it? To ask ourselves that question may be the first steps to coming up with real answers individually and collectively. You know, of course, is it worth it? We are all going to come up with a bunch of different answers. That's where these discussions have to happen at. You know what I mean? We have to have these discussions after that. Because if we don't, we keep talking about it and keep talking about it. And then we have to start making decisions. Who can we trust to be the leader in these decisions? The same people who set ourselves up for accelerating the confusion in the first place. You know what I mean? What does the future of the leaders in our community look like? Those who know how to guard, or those who encouraging each other to go to work to make everybody else all the money? Who's taking care of these families? Yeah. Let's make it make sense.
And a lot of people don't believe in this stuff, or they're just ignorant about it. Like if you go to the Chevron and you see that new big shiny kiosk that you don't know anything about, you don't even know how to access it. It's there for a reason. Yes, so they know something we don't know, I think.
Yeah. They also know that with these alternatives to paper currency, Akon proved that all I got to do is put my name on it and pull some game on it, you know what I mean, for conversation's sake, and it's legit. And he proved that basically this paper money ain't shit. It's all made up. It is an illusion, my people. It is smoke and mirror. It is a spell that we've been under since its inception. And that's literally the underlying truth, that it is all made up. Somebody decided that $20 bill was worth $20. Well, what is $1? Well, $1 is one for most people. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it can die though?
One what? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's 4 quarters. Well, okay, what is that quarter? That quarter is what somebody said it was. We don't know that quarter is worth 25 cents. What the hell is a cent?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's make it make sense. Which is the whole point of having this kind of conversation. That's why there's more money on this episode, because there's way too much ground to cover when it comes to presenting these notions. And the first thing we had hosting, the name of the show was Ask Jon Doe. The number on the screen, 770-852-0569. You got a question to ask, hit my line. Thank y'all for putting it on the screen. You know what I mean? And hey, shout out to the chat room. Get the chat box jumping, man. We talking money. And if you got any outlets that you want to share with the world, or something about this money that you know that you need people to get a hold of, please put it in that chat. You know, we could follow with each other like that. You know what I mean? Because there's only so much that I can discuss, especially if I'm not aware that it's happening. And shout out to the chat room again. I don't see what you see. You know what I mean? I'm not a part of that conversation actively. So, hey, if you want to, you know, y'all, let's keep this good thing going so we can keep each other in the loop. Could you read that on the screen for me?
Italian Pink says, explain this. Why does a fast food, not naming names, but some place pays someone on foot to deliver coupons to each business, $30 an hour, and pay their hard workers $10? Why?
Man, it sounds like it's part of a good business strategy that, hey, you would be a fool to be on the wrong end of. And I had no idea that delivery people were making $30 an hour. See, that's a good money conversation to have. Why would you want to be stuck in that doggone, in that place behind the grill, people getting on your nerves, talking about they can't hear you over the microphone for $10 an hour? I'd rather be out there passing out coupons than got to deal with nobody to get that 30. If that's the way that look good on the books. Cool. Run that. But why is this by design? Because somebody was dumb enough to fall for it. You know what I mean? It's modern day slave labor, you ask me. The harder the job, the less you get paid for it. You know what I
They're
mean?
also talking about COVID heavily in the chat. So when COVID first hit, hot and heavy, and they had moratoriums and all this other stuff, and all type of people like, hold off, you ain't got to pay this now, blah 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 blah. But they didn't say that you didn't have to pay it later, and it was a lot of confusion.
Right. They didn't say you didn't have to pay it ever.
Right. It just basically was stacking up. Yeah.
Just like any type of favor. That's like that. That's like a loan. That's a loan. Any favor. No, even if you make it good with me when you can. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't have to pay it. But don't think I ain't finna come asking for my shit. So that's. I mean, come on, pay attention.
So there was no relief. It was like everything happened. People were out of work. Yada yada yada.
No, that's not relief. If anything, that's a postpone. You know what I'm saying? That's a delay. You know what I mean? It's literally hidden under the lingo of relief right now. Yeah, you could breathe from now, but guess what? It's about to get hot again. So, you know what I mean? Is like that really a relief? It's like running a marathon. You're going. You sit down, you can take that break if you want to, splash that water on your forehead, but when you going to get up and finish this race? Because you do know the finish line is a little further away now that you done stopped.
Street said when COVID hit, he didn't pay his mortgage for a year. So did you owe a year's worth of mortgage? How did that work out? What did that look like? I'm curious.
Right.
He says, I kept my money, moved it how I needed to move it, and paid them later after I was done doing what I needed to do. So he didn't pay for a year. He moved his money around. So I'm assuming he used his money to make money, which was a smart thing to do. And that's how he pulled it off. But some people didn't pay. And then when the bill came due and they shut the shit back on, they were just like, all right, you're out of here now.
Right. Oh, shit. Yeah. See, good for you being savvy in that respect. That's cool. But even with that, though, there are millions and millions of people that didn't pay attention to the things that they had the option to at that time. However they moved or didn't move, a lot of these property owners literally sold their properties from under these tenants that was in default because of their inability to catch up and to pay whatever they needed to, whatever they had to pay, you know what I'm saying, in that real time. So it's a real sad day for the world. That was a really sad move to watch people go out like that. And it's still a lot of things pending in the now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, man, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? Other than keep each other in the loop of the tricks that's being played on our pockets. Because until we check it where it's at, ain't nothing we could really do to stop it because it's in the contracts we signed. It's in the conversations that we didn't have hidden under the umbrella of relief, like that mean it just go away. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way that works. Right. That's like somebody that's like taking on a favor from somebody who really ain't your friend. You don't think they coming to try to get that back sooner than later? You know what I mean? You can't have a whole doggone world talking about make it good with me later, make it good with me later. That later is gonna come back in full force with interest. That's what debt does. That's what favor does. Make it right with me with some on top. What's that in there?
Ms. Smith says they are working on another $800 billion resolution. Who do you think are going to pay for that? And she's got hashtag taxpayer life.
Man, now doggone well that answer was in the question. That's part of the blessing. But hey, put it out there for the folks who don't see it like that. They waiting on that stimulus check. You ain't doing nothing but getting some of your own money back. Ain't stimulating shit, so you can make it rain. You know what I mean? That's what they want you to do. Go ahead and go shopping. Trust me, the deals is gonna come back out here. These new barbecue grills and stuff is about to start rolling out for the spring and the summer. Hey, they want you to be right on time. Yeah, come on, keep on with the fashion. We got to keep the machine running. So we got to stimulate this thing so we can hike up these prices so you can pay for all this shit and get taxed on it all over again with an inflated rate. Yeah, we're getting all that back. So
they also spoke about how many small businesses came up through COVID and all that. Do you think a lot of businesses still exist 2 years later?
And look at how many have been wiped off the map.
Yes.
At the same time, it's been an economic shift. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Those who were savvy enough to push their businesses online, they did it damn near in the last minute and right on time. But those who couldn't keep up with that, you know what I'm saying? Especially in some of these service industries, Oh man, it's been real. You notice a lot of these malls dead, strip malls dead. You know what I mean? Those plazas, a lot of plazas out here. Some still hanging on because of the psychology of people who patronize these places. You know, we want to keep up with those traditional measures. So y'all finna go out there to TJ Maxx, get them cheap ass shoes and stuff like that. Cool. That's what you want to do. You could click it, you get that ticket. Well, hey, man, that's the only reason why this stuff is still alive, because people want to go outside to feel like they still human. Other than that, I mean, everything is hanging on thin ice.
Right.
It really, like, realistically,
yeah,
the better part of everything that you see in this fantasy that we call in reality is just literally like the pen is closer to the bubble than you think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in every
like
way.
in 2018, you couldn't find a DoorDash, Uber Eats service area to save your fucking life. Now we are conditioned and lazy to the point where we would rather pay extremely higher prices for somebody to DoorDash, where you can go pick up the shit around the corner. But we're now
price of convenience.
We're like, screw it.
Price of convenience. Might as well. You know what I'm saying? And I don't got to go outside and then deal with this, you know, with the conditions of the world is what I'm gonna call it, to the best of my ability from here on out. I don't have to go outside and deal with the conditions that's been presented to us. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah. Is it worth that extra $20? I'll let you figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Because of course you got it like that. So, you know, we got DoorDash it up, Uber Eat it up, Amazon boxes all over the damn place. Guilty as charged. You know what I'm saying? Personally. So it's like, hell, how is this having an effect on our economy? Every way you could imagine, man, the shift is now. You know what I mean? All the while, we're watching less and less paper currency being put into circulation, and they pushing credit. They pushing the debit. They pushing, you know what I'm saying, everything other than get your money out the bank. They have literally reduced the limit of how much cash money you could take out of the bank yet again to keep cash money from being in circulation. You really don't know how much money you have. Your bank statement says you have commas and zeros, but until you can put it in your hand, it's all an illusion, my people. You do not know how much you have. You don't know what that bank got in it. They have a computer. They got zeros and commas on the screen. Can you go get all that out and put it in your hand? No. Yeah. Why is it a problem for you to go get your money? Yeah. Ask that question.
Mm-hmm. Like what's his name? Ryan Coogler. What happened to him with the cop in the bank? Because he was the girl wanted to be paid cash, so he had to write a note because he didn't want to make a scene pulling out X amount of dollars. They damn near shot him in his face. Did you hear about that?
Please, go further.
The producer or the director of Black Panther, like he's like the man. You know what I'm saying? But one of his employees only wants to get paid in cash, so he has to go to his bank. And he's the director of Black Panther. So just assume how much money he has in this specific bank. So instead of him saying, hey, man, I'm going to put my card in here and I need to take out $50,000, which would probably, you know, when they get to loading up 50,000, can you imagine what that looks like?
Actually,
So instead of him causing the scene, he writes it on a piece of paper. And apparently he's got away with this before, but this particular time he writes the paper and they thought he was trying to rob the bank. They handcuffed him, everything, taking his money out. It was really him. So it's amazing how they feel about that currency that is ours. It's our money.
Exactly. You know? They want to know what you want to do with it. Like they really want you to explain yourself. Well, what do you want to get this money for? It's because you just fucking can. It's like going into the refrigerator in your own house, you would think. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know, why am I explaining this?
Like,
you know what I mean? Because these banks don't even, we let, I sound like we was both about to talk, but this is important. Of course, everything that we're discussing is, but thank you for being patient. These banks are literally under the impression that we work for them because that's the way it's been shifted. They don't, people, have you not realized that all of these service industries work for us?
Right.
Until we treat them, until we manage it like that, we work for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like another version of a job. We're doing a job. We're making the money.
Right.
Period. These banks are being put down or being built or being designed to give us the illusion of actually working for us.
Mm-hmm.
When actually they are getting rich off of us. They are pretty much using us. We are pawns in their game.
Yeah, just in overdraft fees alone. Think about that.
Oh, what?
How many times has the middle class people, they kick the shit out of you, charge you $25 per transaction, and then when you re-up, now you're in the hole, happens again, and it's an ongoing cycle.
Debt. That should be a whole nother episode. Debt. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Black Friday all the time. Shout out to Atlanta Cast Network, Exclusive Model Magazine, and some more things. I got a lot of people doing really incredible things that, you know what I'm saying, we want to highlight, you know what I'm saying, from Atlanta Car Cast, Hulk and Tia episodes. You all check them out, like, subscribe, and share, you know what I mean? And the interviews that Atlanta Car Cast is doing on the Atlanta Cast Network. Hey, man, some really incredible and enlightening conversations being had. So, hey, follow Jon Doe already. You know that part. But the entire ACN got some really powerful things that's happening right now. So we want y'all to stay in the loop. Follow us on the Instagram so we could do good things and stay connected, you know, because conversations like this, that if we don't continue to have them and bring these notions to the forefront, we're going to stay in the back end of the confusion, y'all. Don't be the last to know that this money barely even yours. This money is being put in your hand by way of stimulus to give you that easy come, easy go. You know what I'm saying? That it's all hype, man. For real, it's smoke. A lot of you are familiar with the language. A lot of you are familiar with that perspective. And for those who just not coming in contact with it, hey, man, call my bluff. Think I'm tripping if you want to. Just keep on living is what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. You see for yourself. You know, it's past reading between the lines when it's being put right here in front of our face. If you ain't been peeping the signs, you've been clearly out of place. Say, let's bring it all back home so we can get this thing going on, y'all. We got to do it together, though. We got to do it together. You know, we could come to we could come around everybody we know that got all the most sense, and they're gonna sound like they're telling you the craziest shit that you had ever heard. But these things continue to unravel right before your eyes, and we do everything we can to try to save face to keep up with that unsustainable pace that we was already on. Then you'll see for yourself, like, damn, I had a lot of time to get prepared. The signs was clear. You know what I mean? Really sharpen up my skills on something that could really help me help us and be a contributive factor or a functioning part of this new society that's emerging between those who know how to barter and hustle harder. Because a lot of these jobs that's paying us these checks, they really don't want us there in the first damn place, because they can find a machine, they do this same job for a cheaper rate, and they're not dealing with insuring you motherfuckers and all the rest of this type of stuff that got money coming out their pocket. Believe me, they're looking for that out. And they're a lot closer doing it than what you can ever imagine. For real. Facts. You know?
Yeah.
And
so
this ain't
with
just
that
because
being said,
Jon Doe said so.
Let's pay some bills real quick. Hold on. Let's have a word from our sponsor here.
Today's deal of the day is brought to you by BlackFridayAllTheTime.com. BlackFridayAllTheTime.com offers a wide variety of exclusive deals for all members of your family. Discover discounts up to 75% off daily with the deal of the day. Shop and save today at BlackFridayAllTheTime.com.
All right, it was a cucumber bomb. They got all types of stuff at BlackFridayAllTheTime.com. So check it out.
Check it out. Yeah, Black Friday all the time, y'all. And believe me, man, it's a lot of really incredible things that we got access to out here in this virtual world, brought to you by the internet. If you haven't checked out the internet conversation, some of this lingo has showed up when it comes to our money and how we managing our money and how our currency is literally online. Your entire net worth and projected net worth can be Googled and calculated right now. You know what I'm saying? It's an entire social science that supports your entire existence. You think you're in control. We think we got a grip on this, man, but it's a thing it's just a whole machine that had a hold on us in ways that we would damn near be too embarrassed to admit, to come to grips with, to really come to terms with accepting, like, man, this has been a whole circus and I'm the star clown. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can argue confidently, not me. Oh, you know, buddy, I got this. Okay.
I
Okay.
also think there's a slight, like, I don't want to say war, but there's something happening in social media from a content creation standpoint between content creators and influencers. And what I
Creators and
mean is,
influencers. Go ahead.
yeah, you got people who create content that probably serves a service to somebody or value to somebody, and you got people who actually just are there, like pretty face, big titties, whatever. So what they've done is they've made it like a video game. So if you've ever on TikTok, which I'm on there a lot, you'll notice that they take up a lot of space of these influencers who are just on live, just to be on live. And people are thinking they're on live because they're influencers and they like to be on live. But no, they're on live for monetary gain, right? Every time you hit that little heart, that's a penny. Every time. And if you got 1.5 million followers,
Right.
let's do the math. We talking about real money.
Yeah.
That these folks are affecting the algorithm above folks who are actually producing content and not getting the same love. Am I making sense with my statement or question or whatever you want to take? What's your thoughts on folks like that?
You know, I think my thoughts isn't so much on behalf of the people, but more so along the lines of the process. You know what I mean? It's a business. Like anything that we come in contact with, no matter how new it is, they call it free. They want to make it the hottest thing. And we look at how they promote with commercials, and you know, they use the influencers, they influence, and all that is for a reason. You know what I mean? That means it's a whole budget to back this thing. What is this thing? Where is it coming from? Of course, it came from the back of somebody's brain, because this whole thing now we are entertaining is made up to make the money. More money, more power. Yes, that illusion is true. Morally, no, but economically, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like a beautiful bittersweet double standard that, you know, it's just like the cure and the virus wrapped in one.
Right.
In real time.
Like on Instagram, they buy badges. On Facebook, they have a version. TikTok has a version. I mean, it's almost like everybody has something where you can engage and give somebody a couple pennies, and those pennies really, really add up. We're not there yet on this network, and hopefully we'll be there, but we're actually offering great content and, you know, perspective and game and, you know, shows like this and all the other shows, but it's just kind of pisses me off that if I had some titties, I just show the titties and I get more. Just
show the titties, you know, and it's not up to us to control that, to change that narrative. You know, that shows the overall attention span of the masses in common society. Because really ain't no shame in my game, for real. No likes, 2 views, 200 views, 2 million views. I'm doing what I know I'm serving to do. You know what I mean? And shout out to Atlantic Cast Network for putting me on this platform. You know what I'm saying? And regardless, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, you got something solid out here. Somebody who really care about the people that's about to shine on us and not just waste our time on us. You know, I could talk to you all day about a plethora of surface level unnecessarities, but it's enough of that out here already. You know what I mean? So I might as well give y'all raw fruit and, you know, let you eat on that the best you can. Whatever you can adjust here, take your field, ask the questions, and let's keep it real. Let's have these conversations about real things, because it's enough titties out there. How many more titties we need to distract y'all with? That's what that's the scary truth about this. Do I need some titties in here for y'all to take the Jon Doe show serious? Because this, what I'm sharing with you, is worth its weight in gold, not the paper money that we trying to fold. You know what I mean? So here it is. Whatever choices you need to make with this weight that I'm putting in your hand, that's up to you. Because look, it's in the air. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do the best I can, take care of me and mine in real time, and everybody else who ready to shine under this light. Everything gonna be all right. And if you can reject it or respect it, yeah, that's your prerogative. I can't do nothing about that, no more than I'm about to force any of this game down your throat. But we all gonna see to some degree or another that we are not here to blow smoke. I'm not talking to you about notions that I'm not savvy in, no more than it is about me. I'm just doing my part in this communication gap so we can stay on the level, y'all. Let's keep it fun.
Street said, I know
What
this is
say?
off topic, but where the hell did he get that map from? That shit is dope.
Right. The Amazon Prime. You can find it right online, man. I ain't here to hold the cards, man. I'm gonna share it with my folks. Yeah, man. I keep this map around to remind us, especially myself. And I decided to use this as the backdrop because use it as it's a bird's eye view, man. This is a really small world. It really is. Everywhere that we want to be or things we don't know nothing about is really just right over there. It's right there.
Now, was that one accurate as far as with because they say maps are historically incorrect, correct?
Man, I'm sure there's inconsistencies on there. I'm sure, man, I trust me, I've looked at it quite a bit, but at this time, I can't even tell you that honest difference. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this stuff could be
Africa's like super huge. I don't know, whatever.
You did what?
I said, I think like
yeah,
Africa,
right. But I appreciate that, man. Hey, shout out to the maps. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, man, and the recognition. You know what I'm saying? I thank you for your inquiry, if you will. And yeah. So yeah, man, we got to keep a bird's eye view on this type of stuff that we discussing. It's not me discussing. This is we discussing. Because you people out there, you didn't tune in for nothing. If you wasn't getting the substance and getting the jewels, some real fuel, you wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? And for those who got the capacity, the rest of the world really need you. You know what I mean? Y'all need this. Mm-hmm. Is the world flat around? I think it's both.
Yeah. That's a good question.
It got its flat spots. You know what I'm saying? But it's round in the motherfucker at the same time.
I think there's a lot of stuff they're not telling us, but whatever.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's definitely an episode to have. You know what I mean? But while we on these last moments, man, I'm going to take this next episode and I'm going to introduce it with life. Yes. Just life in itself. Oh, man, I'm taking it to giving birth, childbirth, and everything. Now, I'm a man. I'm going to put y'all up on child labor and some of the stuff that they taking our women through. And I'd love to get some feedback and some perspectives on that. But we're going to talk about life, the meaning of life, being alive. What is this thing, this mystery that we are undergoing? You know what I'm saying? What is this? We all have stake in the subject. The name of the show is Ask Jon Doe. I'm just here to put the notions on the flow. Put the questions in the air so we can bless it and everybody catch it, because that's what we're here to do. Let's connect this game and keep it strong, y'all, because this is bigger than me just talking and blah, blah, blah. Name of the show again. Of course, it's Ask Jon Doe. The number's on the screen. Anytime you want to do your thing, shout out to the chat roomers and people who got that. They got that room under control. Trust me, I love it. I really do. You know what I mean? To watch real people interacting in real time. Got real notions on their mind, man. We should be able to discuss these notions amongst one another. Of course, it's bigger than color, age, and wherever you are in the world. We want these messages to reach the globe because we all got stake in these subjects. So, again,
chat boxers. I like when you said chat boxers.
Chat boxers. That's what they're calling. What I'm calling them. Chat roomers.
That's what you said. Chat boxers. I like that name.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it's accurate, I think, man.
They in that boxing, sparring.
Yeah. I
like that.
Right. Saying that to say that, y'all. It's always fun. This damn near group therapy for a lot of us, I can sense for real, man. We got real shit on the internet. It's really rare and hard to come by. It's a lot of trivial, surface level entertainment out here that got a grip on our brain. Tap into the Jon Doe Show and get some of this game. For real. Peace and love, everybody.
So every Wednesday night, Ask Jon Doe Podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Monday, Last Take a Shot in the Dark airs at 8 p.m. Don't forget Thursdays, Atlanta Carcast will be always back in the building at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And more stuff to come. A lot of good things coming down the pipeline. So without further ado, we will check y'all out next week. We out.